All right, we can report tonight the Trump economy is now firing on all cylinders, adding on to the already historic levels of investment and committed investments, over $10 trillion in the U.S. that he has been able to secure. President Trump announced a $92 billion energy and innovation investment in Pennsylvania. Take a look.
We're back in Pittsburgh to announce the largest package of investments in the history of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and it's not even close. I don't imagine it's too close. I don't think second is too close. That's a big statement. This afternoon, 20 leading technology and energy companies are announcing more than $92 billion of investments in Pennsylvania.
And the good news, it didn't stop there. Rolls-Royce announcing a $75 million investment to expand their South Carolina plant, and minor MP materials stock soared following the huge announcement of a $500 million deal, a $500 million deal with Apple today for rare earth minerals that will reinforce Apple's U.S. supply chain. By the way, that's smart and good. President Trump also announced a, quote, great deal with Indonesia after threatening a 32% tariff and after months of frustration over the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's absolute refusal to lower interest rates. The Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, said the formal process to find his replacement has now begun. He can't leave soon enough. Donald Trump put out today, Fed should cut rates by 3 points, very low inflation, $1 trillion would be saved. Despite the strong economic news, Democrats want to hyperventilate over, quote, an inflation report, which is 2.7%. Oh, far below the out-of-control numbers we saw under Biden and Harris. Where was the mainstream liberal state-run media mob then? Democrats also shockingly forgot to mention core consumer prices rose less than expected for a fifth straight month. Here with reaction, he is the host of Kudlow on our sister station, the Fox Business Network. Larry Kudlow is with us. Here's my perspective. Largest tax cut in American history. I'm a supply-sider. Reagan dropped the top marginal rate from 70 to 28%. Revenues doubled. I believe when you cut taxes, it increases revenues. It doesn't decrease. I do believe you need to get spending under control, too. Put that aside. Add to that the president's commitment towards energy dominance. We can be an energy-rich country. 10, now moving towards $11 trillion, trillion with a T, in committed money in manufacturing for semiconductor chips, which we need to build here, pharmaceuticals, which we need to be manufactured here, automobiles, which again will be manufactured here. The president's announcements today, I see the foundation now completely set for incredible economic growth, probably within a year. I hope I'm right. You're the expert. Am I or am I not?
I think you're right on target. Look, this was a supply-side, big, beautiful bill. Tax cuts, plenty of incentives to invest in America, deregulation, more energy production. I mean, what you saw in Pittsburgh was fabulous, a combination of technology companies and energy companies. You know, it's a terrific thing. If we had a decent governor in New York, we might have the same thing. But I want to talk about the CPI, Sean, just for a second, because you got all these lefty media types trying to hit Trump over the head with something called tariff inflation, and then they're covering up for all the mistakes and mismanagement of Jay Powell at the Fed. So, look, Trump's been president 5 months. Since January, the consumer price index is up 1.8% at an annual rate. That is a terrific number, 1.8%, all right? Joe Biden cumulatively had 20% when he was president, all right? So why is the Fed target rate at 4.5%, which is over twice what the actual inflation rate? It's crazy. It should come down. The president is exactly right. Fed should have lowered it. The other thing I want to say is, you know, tariff inflation, okay? So bear with me. Yes, some items are affected by tariffs, and the prices have gone up, okay? Household furnishing being one, computers being another. But, Sean, here's what fell in this report, and no one's reporting this, okay? Used cars down, new cars down, airline fares down. They all fell, their prices. Eggs down, okay? snacks
Gas.
down, hotel and motel prices down, milk down,
Energy.
butter down, cereals down. I mean, come on. There's no tariff
Energy
inflation
down,
here. I'm
energy
sorry.
down. That hits. All right, so let me ask you about
Well,
this.
energy was up a little in this report.
Okay, gas prices are at the lowest they've been in 5 years over the 4th of July holiday. So gas has been down significantly since he became president. $11 trillion in committed investment in manufacturing in the country. High-paying career jobs for Americans. That's great for the economy. Tax cuts great for the economy. Check, check, check. And how all the consternation about the president negotiating trade deals that are fair and that we don't get ripped off, $11 trillion in commitments, but also June is the first month in 20 years where we have a budget surplus. How did that happen?
Well, it happened because revenues are holding up, all revenues, despite what the left-wing CBO is trying to tell us. Revenues are holding
They're
up.
useless.
The other thing it's worth, Trump is right. If you had lower interest rates, we'd have less interest expense on the debt. The Federal Reserve does not have to build a $2.5 billion Taj Mahal on the Potomac, which, by the way, apparently doesn't meet any number of criteria for capital planning. And look, the revenues are going to come in 10 years. The tariff revenues, which are helping America and going to onshoring and making trade freer and fairer and a level playing field. You're talking $3 trillion over the next 10 years. And I agree with you. The Laffer curve will work. Lower tax rates mean higher tax revenues. The USA is on a roll. They are on a roll.
We have to go,
and
Larry,
the left
but I'll say
is
this.
beside itself. It doesn't know what to do.
Jerome Powell needs to go. Goodbye. Get out. You're too political, and you're doing a horrible job. Appreciate it, Larry Kudlow. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.